Oh, it's Scoopsy, and welcome to another arena run. This time I've already done Warrior Mage a couple times, so I think I'll go for the Priest. It's perfectly good class. That's why I like to play in. When I play Priest and Constructed, I just feel like I've got so many good cards, I can handle anything. I start off with the Soul Priest. Not the best card in the world, but it can occasionally get some pretty good value in. This is kind of an interesting choice between Squire the Owl and Crocolisk. I'm not really feeling the Squire, I don't know, I'm just not kind of a Squire fan in general. I'm going to grab the Iron Beak Owl. Silences, I feel more useful than either of the other two cards. But I like to run my Priest decks a bit more controlling and focus on having answers and bigger threats rather than just a lot of early threats. And that's kind of an answer. You gotta have a nice toolkit. I'm not feeling the Voodoo Doctor. I'm gonna grab the Ogre Magi. He's not the greatest card in the world, but he works fairly well with Priest's Holy Smite and Holy Nova. I don't value Circle of Healing as much as I should. Maybe if I had some other stuff that's synergized with it already, I'd pick it up. I'm just gonna grab Spent Reaper. I can see grabbing the Circle of Healing, that wouldn't be crazy. I like Shadow Fan and Mighty Berserker, but I value Chillin' Yeti at like the top of everything, so I'm gonna grab it. Direwolf's a somewhat reasonable card. I hate Mind Vision, but I'm gonna grab the Worgen Infiltrator. It's good to have a 1-drop, but he's a pretty good 1-drop. Not grabbing Mind Blast. I'm not making some kind of burn type deck. It doesn't really work that well. There aren't enough burn type cards to reasonably draft one. It's the Geomancer or the Tide Hunter, and of the two I have to say that I like the Tide Hunter a bit more. He's a reasonably okay 2-drop. Grab the Loot Order. I like the Loot Order. He's one of my favorite 2-drops in late game focus decks where you're not straight up going for early game board control. He's what you want. He does something, hopefully trades, and gives you a card. Pick up Shadow Word Pain. Don't really need to load up on silences. I don't really like Questing Adventure that much, but I'm not that fond of Ancient Mage either, for that matter. I'm gonna grab the Questing Adventure. There's always the off chance that he can be a threat. Grab the Shadow Sling Cleric. Flesh Eating Ghoul or Scarlet Crusader. Both are 3-drops I do like. The Ghoul can occasionally just grow to ridiculous power and do ridiculous damage or trade with something really big. But the Crusader is usually just a bit more consistent, so that's why I'm going to take her. It's the Brewmaster or the Archmage. I don't really have any battle cries except a Shattered Sun Cleric synergized with the Brewmaster yet. I might just take the Archmage. I think I will. It's a bit, I don't know, a bit greedy, maybe a bit late game focused. No Fen Creeper. My curve's looking pretty flat so far. I don't really like silence. I'd much rather have a minion that silences. I'd rather spend the mana and get a minion. Guess I'll grab the Novice Engineer over the Crocolisk. Not too sure about Abusive Sergeant in this deck. I like it in some decks, but this just feels like it's not an Abusive Sergeant deck. I'm gonna grab the Bloodfen Raptor. Alright, War Golem's a respectable 7-drop, but Spellbreaker is a really good silence. I'm gonna take a really good silence. I like having 2 silences. So Light Spawn is gotta be the pick here. It's a pretty good card. The other 2 cards are fine as well, but Light Spawn scares people. Temple Enforcer is a good 6-drop, much better than Archmage, really. Now I do like Sea Giant, but Blood Knight is like one of my favorite cards ever, so I'm going to take Blood Knight. It's kind of similar to Sea Giant in that it's hopefully a 6/6 for 3, and Sea Giant is instead an 8/8 for, well, maybe Sea Giant is better. I only have one of my own Divine Shields, which have a slight synergy with Blood Knight. Really, its purpose is taking the opponent's Divine Shields. Boy, Blood Knight versus Sea Giant. I'm gonna grab the Sea Giant. I figure he's just a little bit more consistently good than the Blood Knight. The Blood Knight can occasionally be a 6/6 on turn 3, which is pretty ridiculous. But he's just not. Sometimes he's just a 3/3. That's why I decided not to take him. So I could grab a War Golem here. I'm kind of happy sort of with my top end already. And if I were going to grab an expensive card, it might be the Archmage. Actually, although I don't have any spell damage yet, do I? Let me just grab the War Golem here. I think I will. Focus more on my top end. I'm not sure I'll ever live to get to my top end. So I could grab Divine Spirit, which is not usually a card I like to play, but it works pretty well with Sand Creepers. I got a couple of them, plus the Light Spawn. I honestly don't like Bluegill Warrior that much, so I'll just grab the Divine Spirit. What the hey. My 2-drops are pretty crowded, whereas my 3-drops are pretty empty, so I might actually take the Wolf Rider instead of the Fairy Dragon, just because of my curve here. But that's not really true. I mean, because you can always, the thing about trying to adjust your curve is you can always use a 2-drop as a 3-drop, right? So it doesn't necessarily make sense to pick a more expensive card just because it's not actually better, then why even take it? So with that in consideration, I am going to take the Fairy Dragon. The Wolf Rider is just not good enough to justify the extra mana, even though I've got such an empty looking spot there in my 3-drops. Or Shark Cleric, it's good to pick up one of those. Second Questing Adventure would be pretty bad. Abomination, I think, is kind of what I need. An obvious Cold Blade or Holy Fire. I just said an obvious Cold Blade Oracle. No, that's not what I would pick here. I did lose one game to a Lightwell, but in general it's not a very good card. The Auctioneer is not really fitting in this deck. I just don't have enough spells to really want him that much. I'm pretty minion heavy. So I got the Sunwalker. Darkscale Healer or Youthful Brewmaster. How many 2-drops do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got a ton of 2-drops. So I think I'm just going to grab the Darkscale Healer. And last but not least is, I'm not really feeling the second Soul Priest. I guess when I didn't pick up that Circle of Healing, I did already have a Soul Priest, so I probably should have taken it. I kind of forgot that it's Soul Priest, and the synergy there is pretty strong. I'll just end up grabbing the extra commander. All in all, I'm not feeling too great about this deck. It's missing a few things I would want, like a Holy Nova I would really want. Some Holy Smites, you know, a Shadow Word Death would be nice. There's a few too many cards in it that just aren't that great. Like War Golem's pretty iffy, the Archmage is pretty iffy, the Fen Creepers are pretty iffy. Even, honestly, the Questing Adventure is a pretty iffy card. Well, we'll see if I can do well. Alright. So this is a pretty bad opening hand, honestly. I'll keep the Shadow Word Pain, but the rest of it goes straight back. Hopefully I can get a 2-drop minion. Oh dear, 4, 6, and 7 don't even have a 3-drop minion. Well, I better draw a 2-drop minion on my next 2 turns, or I'm in some serious trouble. Looks like I'm not going to be off to a good start. And here I thought I had tons of 2-drop minions. Well, the good news is at least I can use Shadow Word Pain on the Berserker. No minions of my own, but a removal just so I don't get put too far behind. I guess I can coin into the Yeti, so it's not that bad. The Crusader, she can actually trade with a Yeti. Darn her. Well, it takes her a while to trade with the Yeti. No, your 3-drop is good when it can kind of sort of trade with Chill and Yeti. Probably have to play the Soul Priest next turn. Oh, he plays his own Chillwind Yeti. I see. Playing the Soul Priest will just die is always a bit awkward. And even attacking his guy is a bit awkward. If I attack his guy, let me think. If I attack his guy and heal, I'm at 4 health, then the Yeti attacks my Yeti. At least I get his Divine Shield. I'm gonna do it. Not doing too well here, honestly. Hopefully the Soul Priest can make me come back in along with the Fen Creepers. They're a reasonably okay minion.
For the crusade!
Uh-oh. I really wish I had a Questing Adventure. What did I take over the Questing Adventure? Or not the Questing Adventure, sorry, the... Ah yes, instead of the Giant, the Sea Giant. Instead of taking the Blood Knight, I took a Sea Giant. And this guy's got so many Divine Shield guys. It would have been the perfect game for him. He might have actually popped both of them. If I had him in hand, I would have even knocked off the shield off that other guy. Oh dear, Fireball. I'm super behind this game. This is the game where you really need Holy Nova to come back. There's no Holy Nova in my deck. Well, let's see. The Sunwalker is just gonna get killed by his stupid gnome. Guess I just play Soul Priest. Stops the bleeding. He's probably gonna want to kill the Soul Priest, but if he's got direct damage, I guess he doesn't have to. I'm pretty dead. You can take me down to 7, which is the danger zone. With a Soul Priest on the board, I can't even heal myself. Whoops. If I somehow live, I might Fen Creeper and Divine Spirit it next turn. I'm pretty far behind though. Looks like he's gonna want to trade with that guy. Okay. Doc and I Soul Priest got a little value. Here I just drop the Reaper. I hope to hell that he doesn't have Polymorph for silence. If he does, I'm pretty boned. Oh, I'm pretty boned. I still had to do it, I mean. It was a pretty huge risk, because... I mean, my alternative, what was my alternative? I really didn't have one. I couldn't kill any of his minions. There wasn't a lot I could do. Well, he has lethal, so I gotta heal. I'm wasting time. There's nothing I can draw that will save my ass next turn. But I don't give up that easily. But I'm thinking through my deck. There really isn't anything I can draw that will go way back and control this. I've already used my 2 Fen Reapers.
We have many secrets.
Secret, eh?
What does the future hold?
Alright. Well, I'm pretty dead.
Truth
Oops, I meant to play the minions in the other order. It's easy as that thing. I don't think it even mattered. He could have knocked the shield off with the 1-3, then he could have killed it with the 4-3 and the fireball, and then he could have dealt, what, 10 damage to me? Yeah, I'm pretty boned.
Well played.
That one didn't go so well. Honestly, this deck is a lot weaker than the previous two decks, whereas this deck I'll be happy to get to. It's not terrible. I'm hoping for 4 wins. Well, that's one game down.
Thank you.
Alright, so I might keep the Temple Enforcer. He's a pretty good card. In bit gritty here, keeping a lot of stuff. Questing Adventure, it looks like he fits into the curve, but Questing Adventure, contrary to popular belief, it's not a 3-drop. Unless you somehow gained ridiculous board control, maybe you played Fiery War Axe on turn 2. Going into the Murloc Tidehunter here. I don't want to leave that Leper Gnome on the board for too long. It's a bit awkward to use coin when you've got a Questing Adventure because he works so well with the coin. Questing Adventure is honestly going to be a pretty bad card this game. It's probably going to end up being a 3-3 for 3 that I play in the late game. Until then, it's just going to be a dead card.
I wonder.
The Murloc seemed like it was a good play. My opponent is having a hard time dealing with it. He's thinking about if he wants to trade with my 2-2-2-1. It's not going to. To the face he goes.
Like to play with fire?
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Mind if I roll?
He really should have eaten my 2-1 just so I couldn't trade with his Wild Pyromancer. That was a mistake on his part. If somehow he plays a minion that my loot order can kill, or doesn't play a minion at all, I might actually play Questing Adventure. But if he plays like a 3-3, then I obviously can't. Oh my goodness, Questing Adventure might actually get played on turn 3. I said he wasn't a 3-drop, shows what I know.
Hey, give me that!
A lot of cards that a Warlock can use to kill him. Drain Life, Demon Fire, Shadow Bolt, the list goes on and on. But if he has to spend mana to kill, instead of spending a minion that slows him down, and hopefully I can stay in the driver's seat. Hellfire. That's okay. It's one of my 2 minions that died was a loot order. It's not like I really lost anything. Tempted to play the Light Spawn here, but I should probably just play the Yeti. Light Spawn is a better card because it's got the 1 more attack, but it's vulnerable to silence and a lot of other stuff. The Yeti is just harder to answer. When you're trying to re-establish board control, you want to play the cards that are hard to answer and should get you ahead, hopefully. Yeah, gesundheit.
So many possibilities.
He's a thinker. He's already used his Warlock power once. It's hard for Warlocks to win games where they use their Warlock power early game.
Put this apple on your head.
Well, let's see. Silence off the corruption effect. think that was a pretty good line of play for me. I saved my Yeti, I killed his knife juggler, I drew a card. I didn't establish my board that much though. But there's only so many things you can do.
May my ancestors watch over me.
Okay, he's playing the taunt guy. Might knock that out with the Argent. He's got another corruption. I don't have another silence. Oh, the Shadow Bolt. Alright, definitely gonna drop a commander on this board. Get rid of this annoying taunt guy. I'm gonna go for this trade with the wolf. Not the best trade in the world, but I don't want the wolf to obviously kill my Argent commander or to get someone buffed up and kill my other guy. It's a very tenuous hold I have on board control this game. Siphon Select pretty good play. So I've got the Soul Priest. I don't necessarily want to play it though. I'm just gonna drop the Light Spawn and probably the Bloodfen Raptor. No reason to play the Fairy Dragon instead.
Right away.
I'm more worried than anything about just getting AoE'd. And the Fairy Dragon dies to AoE as easily as the Bloodfen Raptor. What my opponent has.
So many possibilities.
Oh, War Golem, that's pretty good. Fortunately for the War Golem, I can kind of sort of trade with it like this. Yeah. Heal up my guys. Yeah, I'm gonna heal my guy.
Right away.
I could've just played the Fairy Dragon instead, but honestly, giving one of my guys +2/+2, drawing a card is probably better than just playing a 3/2.
For the crusade!
You call that a weapon?
Soulfire. So I guess I would have rather have played 3/2 the Soulfire, but if he had a mortal coil, I would have been very embarrassed by not taking this dude out. Let's see. I guess Soul Priest is the play here.
Embrace the void.
Pop off the shield. I'll just run this 3/2 into it. I could sacrifice the 1/3 instead. I might actually do it. You only need so many cards.
Right away.
Goodbye, Northshire Cleric.
Oh.
I've decided I don't like you. Yeah, that was a bad play. I probably should have saved the Cleric and then just healed the Temple Enforcer. Now the Temple Enforcer's in Hellfire range.
I hope you like my invention.
The good news is I think I have lethal.
Do I have to?
What I got? 16, 15. I got lethal. Even without the Holy Fire. That's kind of why I wanted to sacrifice the stupid Cleric lady, because I figured I might as well just go for damage. Sacrifice her nets me 4 more damage over these 2 turns. Because Bloodfen Raptor does 3 to her 1. 3 minus 1 is 2 times 2 is 4. 4 lovely damage. What's he got?
You love my new recipe.
That's not gonna help you. Here comes the waterfall.
Feel my pain.
Oh, well, it was pretty easy. Oh, shit. No, I missed one blade. Oh well. Alright, into a mirror match against another priest now. Not too sure about the Worgen Infiltrator. I think I might throw it away. That Northshire Cleric. I suppose I could always coin into the Worgen Infiltrator. That seems a bit strange though. Maybe it would have been a good idea to keep it. I don't know, coining into double 1-drops. Yeah, in hindsight, I probably should have done that. As is, though, I might drop the Northshire Cleric, and then if he plays a 3-2, I can always coin into the Shattered Sun Cleric. He's probably just going to Shadow Word paint my guy, though, and make me very sad. Well, maybe not, though. Maybe he doesn't have it. Well, he's thinking. He's got options, apparently. Probably removal or a minion. I assume he's got both. It's taking so long. He's deciding if he wants to kill my guy or play a guy.
Wanna blow something up?
The bomber. It's an interesting choice. Well, coining into the Shattered Sun Cleric is not so good in this situation. I think I just heal my lady
Right away.
and go to the face. I think I'm actually pretty behind here. Just because I'm gaining card advantage from falling behind on the board. And that's not really a good game plan for me because this deck is a bit light on AoE. Like, he's probably just going to flood me. I'm not going to be able to deal with it. Let me see. I could coin into the 4-drop. I could play the Questing Adventurer. Let's play the Questing Adventurer here.
Give me a quest.
Not the best play in the world. I could have instead played just a Bloodfen Raptor and saved some mana, but I don't know. Obviously playing a Questing Adventure that just dies to half of a Murloc is not going to help me get back into this game. I fell further behind that turn. My opportunities to catch up are dwindling. Well, play a couple 3-drops, or I think I have to play some minions here, unfortunately.
We must cleanse the sun.
Play a couple minions. These ones at least trade a bit better. I'm still behind though. Still trying to stabilize. Still skeptical as to whether or not I'll be able to or not. Kind of doubting that I'll be able to. I guess it was a mistake to try and heal my my Northshire Cleric. That turn 2 play was just way too greedy. I really absolutely had to coin into the Cleric and trade with his bomber. I kind of knew that this line of play would lead to bad things, but I just didn't think it would be this bad. So he mind visioned. He's got one of my cards. Hopefully he got, I don't know, we're all okay in their own way. I don't really want him to have any of them. Stay away from my cards.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Alright. Oh, he's mind visioning me again. cards are actually pretty good, so I'm not too happy about the mind visioning. But hey, well, I guess I just drop the Argent and knock it back at it. Maybe I can stabilize. It'll be hard though. Haven't seen what 2 cards of mine my opponent grabbed. They can be pretty good, whatever they are. Spellbreakers, Knobs Engineers, Temple Enforcers, Sunwalkers, even an Urgent Commander in the mix. He only had 1 shot at the Commander though, and he had 2 shots at the other things. It looked like one of them was a Temple Enforcer. That's pretty irritating. Not sure what the play here is. Just try and play a bunch of minions. I think I'm just gonna go with the more the merrier approach. I've got that guy before he heals himself back up. I kind of want to take out his smaller minions before transitioning into the Sunwalker. Hopefully get some more value out of his Divine Shield. Ouch, holy Nova. Does he have lethal? He's pretty close to it if he doesn't. Sunwalker is a forced play. Well, he doesn't quite have lethal, I don't think. He's a damage short. But odds are he can find a damage somewhere. Even if he doesn't, he's got board control to get the damage next turn.
Your magic shall not save you.
Yeah, definite misplay for me there on turn 2, not trading with his bomber. For some reason I got greedy and thought I should draw a card. That was a misplay. Oh well. Alright, on the play again. Pretty good opening hand, really. Happy with the Engineer and the Crusader. And a Yeti and a Raptor. This is pretty good. I'm going to coin into the Raptor and then curve out pretty well. I think I should be able to win this one. A bit disappointed after losing the last game. I really think that my play was pretty bad. A lot of the time I make fun of Warlocks who use Life Tap early on, because spending 2 mana just to draw a card is probably going to cost you the game. I've been tempted to coin into the Engineer here, but I'm not going to. As I was saying, spending 2 mana just to draw a card early game, like on turn 2, it usually loses you the game just because you fall behind on board and can never catch back up. And that's kind of what I did healing with Northshire Cleric. Healing with Northshire Cleric's okay when, oh shoot, that guy's Overload. Yeah, I really should have played the Novice Engineer. That was a mistake. Oh well, forget about last game. I thought for some reason, I forgot that that card he played at Overload, so I was worried about him doing something. I don't know, I was just stupid. I should have played the Novice Engineer. Oh well, it's not a huge deal.
For the crusade! Hey, give me that!
I'll run that guy in just in case he gets Earth Shocked or whatever. So in theory, if I played correctly there, I would have played the Novice Engineer turn 1, and I would still have a 3-2 on board instead of a... This guy would have 1 less life, and I'd have a 3-1 on the board. It's pretty important, really. Oh well. I was just really worried about him doing something that would kill the Novice Engineer without trading, but there was no way he could have done that. I was probably focusing too much on my last game instead of on this game. Ah, turd nuggets. He kills my little friendly guy. He's starting to build up a few more totems on the board than I would like. Yeah, that card's not that strong though. It's monster, I've got a 4 damage minion. It's not like it's gonna heal this one at all. Basically just keep that many 2 health. It's pretty weak. Anyways, gonna drop the bomb here. Excuse me. So my earlier game mistake, I think I'm still in a pretty good spot even after that somewhat silly play. So I could buff up my Yeti to epic proportions. That's a pretty tempting play. Heal him. Double his health, which basically means the Yeti lives. It's nice to have a Yeti that lives. And stupid totem's gonna heal itself back up to 4 health. It's an invincible totem. That's okay. My Yeti survives being fire elementals, which is important.
Give me a quest.
Questing adventure.
Join.
Cult Master. Probably gonna silence the Cult Master. Let's see. Yeah, that's a pretty tempting line of play, isn't it? Because it's no good way to kill it. So I just silence it. Gotta take out the questing adventurer. No point in doing one damage stuff since he's got a thing on the board. Now I could, let's see, play the Worgen Infiltrator and the Murloc Scout and heal, or I could just play this guy and heal, or I could even play the Brewmaster. I think I am going to play the Infiltrator, Brewmaster, and the Murloc. Didn't really feel like healing my Yeti because he would just get killed anyway. I suppose now I can get her shocked, but whatever.
Behold the might of Stormwind!
Ah, and he doesn't even kill the totem? That kinda sucks. I'm surprised he killed that minion instead of wanting to trade. Well, Urgent Commander's a pretty good draw for me.
To Northrend! Victory!
Don't want this guy to live. I hate how the totem didn't lose a health there. I hate the way this game works sometimes. Oh well.
First kill.
That minion already attacked.
We got a pretty decent board. Shamans too have got a couple AoE spells. Hopefully I don't get hit by one of them. Even if I do, it's not the end of the world. It's not really that bad. I had to commit the RG Commander to the board to take out the Stormwind Commander, and the other card I played, Leper Gnome, just drew me a card when I played it, so whatever. It's not like I really overcommitted that turn. Probably the light spawn in the Fen Creeper here. Pretty good play, really. I've got the Dark Scale Healer to help heal up my minions now that I'm playing bigger minions. I'm starting to run out of cards, but really, I've got pretty powerful cards in my deck, so. Ancestral Spirit on that thing, eh? So there's no real point in killing it until I can kill it twice, unless I can silence it or something. Unfortunately, I can only play one of my minions. This guy's Divine Shield is just gonna get popped. I think I just buff that guy up. It'll suck if he gets hit by an Earth Shock. But sometimes you get Earth Shocked, these things happen. I get quite a bit of damage on the board because my minions are pretty huge. Not lethal though. Probably gonna continue trading. I'm always afraid of Bloodlust from Shamans. I like to keep their board nice and clean. Still doesn't have enough to trade. Wind Fury. Well, his minion will die if he trades now. This isn't really an efficient play for him. Okay, he was destroying it to full health. Okay, I mean, he kills my guy, but it cost him the Wind Fury and Ancestral Spirit. I mean, he used a lot to get that off, but whatever. My board's getting more and more powerful. I'm up to 21. Oh, I actually have lethal now, don't I? I'll double check this. 10, 21. That's 21 damage. I have lethal. Even if he didn't run his guy in, I had lethal, but
Well played.
that wasn't too bad. Alright, a new game. I'm sure I should keep the Siege Giant. It's such a good card, it is tempting to keep it, but keeping a card like that in your hand just limits your options too much. I really want to make sure that I've got earlier plays. Siege Giant, I mean, it probably only comes down like turn 6. You don't want to keep 6 drops in your hand. It can come out earlier if you really flood the board, but my deck doesn't really flood the board. Alright, coining a new Raptor. Looks like there will be no value from the Northshire Cleric today.
Right away.
This could be a really bad line to play for me. Not that bad. He basically traded his coin for my Northshire Cleric, which is pretty good for him. But it's not the end of the world for me. The taunt guy is certainly annoying. I'm gonna play the questing adventure here, but I'm not gonna like it. The bigger question is, should I run my owl? And I think the answer is yes. Just in case he's got something that does 1 damage, like an Earth Shock or an Elven Archer, or any of a number of things. So he did have an Earth Shock. I guess I played the taunt guy. I knock out his big ol' enraged guy. It was kind of a rough patch there, but I think I stabilized some of it okay. Hex, well, better that guy get hexed than my next guy, I guess. happy about it, but fallen into a bit of a card disadvantage here. But as long as I can hold on to the board, I think I'll be alright.
Sometimes I forget.
He decided not to trade with my guy. I guess I double my guy's health. Seems like a good thing to do. Maybe I don't need to. Let's think a bit more here. I'm gonna take out the totem. So my guy won't die this turn, unless my opponent's got staff. He already used one silence. I'm just gonna do it. I'm kind of wasting the Brewmaster here, but oh well.
The Frost Wolves stand ready.
Oh, he's got Zero Shock after all. That's too bad. Oh, and the fork lighting up. I think this is the end of my rerun now. I cannot kill that big old frost giant guy.
Are you ready for this?
He's gonna eat my frost, my spell guy with his frost giant, and eat my dragon with his archmage. Yep. Oh no, he's gonna do it with his harvest call. I don't know about that decision. Nothing's gonna matter though. He's got me. Almost enough mana to cast the Sea Giant, but I think I just have got to knock out his Frostwolf dude, unfortunately. At least I've got a Sea Giant, but if he plays Bloodlust, he's got lethal probably. 15, 19. No, he actually didn't have lethal. He played Bloodlust. He will next turn though. Oh, Doomhammer. That's a funny card. Well, I can play all my stuff. Probably won't do me much good. May just Doomhammer my light spawn to death. Run his loot order first, and then Doomhammer it to death. Slight misplay. Well, maybe not. I guess, I don't know. It really depends. He took some damage there. I guess he gets pretty okay taking damage. Doesn't really matter, he's just so far ahead. I mean, I've got an 8/8 that in theory, if I could just put a bunch of my opponent's minions together, and then just like, kill them all at once, that would be nice. I guess this guy's Divine Shield is pretty important. Could always go crazy and try and get lethal. Sounds pretty crazy to me. I don't think we can do it. He doesn't actually have enough damage to kill my Sea Giant. but if he attacks it, he would. I think I just heal myself healing here. He can kill the Sea Giant if he wants to now, though. But I'm really more worried about my own health than about my Sea Giant. I kind of figured he'd want to get the Arctic Commander.
What to do?
You can still kill the Sea Giant. You take a lot of damage for trying, though. As much damage as I thought. Is he gonna use the minion or use the weapon? Use the minion. Well, my opponent currently has 12 damage.
For the crusade!
So he doesn't have lethal. Believe it or not.
Played.
Oh, now he seems like he's got lethal. Please. I assume he does. He said well played.
Feel the power of the wind.
Oh, that's the end of this arena run. That's too bad. Now on the Bloodlust. Insult to injury. Ow. Ow. Oh well. Not the best run. Pretty bad run. Pretty bad deck, honestly. I made one somewhat misplay when I lost a game because I tried to use my Northshire Cleric to heal a minion. That was a bad idea. Just the deck just wasn't that solid. No Holy Nose is kind of a bummer. No gold. 50 gold. Down the drain. These are the risks you take when you play Arena. Looks like I got an epic preparation. I got some pretty good card in like Miracle Rogue decks, isn't it? Hey, gold rare. Well, I kind of tagged in the arena run, but I got a pretty good pack, so I'm okay with that. See what